they violated their own procedure during the meeting.
How?
Well, we just set a new procedure in place of eliminating positions and cutting back personnel for budgetary reasons.
When highway, we decided that we were going to eliminate some positions. We went over. I don't get where you think that the personnel committee violated anything. That's their job.
They didn't follow the procedure that they set in place.
It's over. But if you're going to do that, then don't have a personnel committee. Take everything to county board. Every time you want a janitor or anything else, county board has to vote on it. You don't need a personnel committee.
Don't you think committees should follow the procedures that they set in place themselves?
After looking at your minutes, I don't know what you feel you violated.
I'll get you a copy.
We'll get an answer.
I think, Donnie, the policy that you're talking about was a layoff policy that we had, which is completely different than the policy or the procedure for filling positions. It's two absolutely different things. If you look at the policy closely, it's a layoff policy that involves going forward into the future and having certain people make recommendations for future cuts and layoffs. This was not a layoff. This was a vacant position that came to personnel to be filled. The policy, long-standing, has been that personnel makes those decisions. And as long as times are great and personnel is rubber stamping any position that becomes vacant and giving every department what they want, there has never been a problem. Now we start getting into tough times where we have to start making hard decisions. Nobody seems to want to make any hard decisions. Somebody steps up to the plate, makes a hard decision, and everybody is upset about it, wants it reversed, sent to county board, which is, to me, counterproductive because the policy that's set forth and the procedure that has been operated on since I've been on the board was personnel makes those decisions. You want that to go to county board, that's changing everything. We need to change the policy and procedure, and it's going to be counterproductive.
I think you're kind of playing on words. Because either way, you're essentially cutting a position, whether it's through a layoff or not filling a vacant position. You're playing on words. And responsible spending doesn't mean no spending. When public safety is at risk, you gotta fill the position.
Every department needs to make the hard decisions. You know, the sheriff's department is no different. You can't play the public safety card every time a department wants something. You know, every department is important, and every department is going to have to make hard decisions. They might as well start making hard decisions now and prepare for the future. You can't, it's inevitable. We're running out of money.
Don't you believe that we need to prioritize where we cut though? Because I think public safety would probably be at the top of that list.
I'm sure it would be. I'm saying we're to the point where everybody is going to have to make hard decisions and make cuts.
But we take them in an order of priority. Not just because someone retired or somebody leaves or someone gets promoted. That position is necessary.
Okay, so then we set up a committee of department heads to look through all the county positions and they can decide which position is important. I mean, we must evidently some departments think that there's a lot of unimportant positions out there. And I think if you go to every department, they're going to think that their positions are important.
If we had followed the procedure that we are disagreeing on, what would have happened is we went to Mike and Michelle, and I was told by them that there's 2 or 3 other positions that they would have cut.
I think that, you know, with the economic changes that have come, especially with the state, that this is something that the full county board needs to be looking at and prioritizing. It can't be each committee or each department deciding. I think the county board has that responsibility with what's going to be happening to look at what our priorities are, because there will have to be changes. There's going to have to be cuts, we all know that, but that's the responsibility of the full board to be talking about this together. It can't be individual committees making those types of decisions. And I don't think it should be the department managers making those decisions either. We have to decide where our priorities lie, whether it's going to have to be a committee as a whole meeting, but I think it's something that we need to look at seriously as a whole board to be involved in, rather than piecemealing by committees, so that we all have input and so that we're all working on the same page, so that the committees of jurisdiction can have input and be participating in what these decisions are, so we don't have this sort of, backbiting and these sorts of discussions going on.
Yes, Mr. Halverson.
Michelle, what has been the policy for filling vacant positions? And could you speak to the layoff procedure that we passed?
I'll speak to the layoff procedure. We established a layoff procedure with the intent of, if we needed to lay positions off to help cover the upcoming budget, the idea was it started with Michelle and I, went to the finance committee, went to the committee of jurisdiction, department head, but the goal was ultimately that vote came to the entire county board. So it was a county board vote, and that was the intention of that. The filling position.
Their policy came after the issue at Highway, because they did make that decision as a whole by themselves. They didn't come in.
Through the budget.
No, it wasn't through the budget.
Well, it was lack of funds.
There was lack of funds,
Yeah,
but
budget.
that's when it came, because there was other members that wanted a policy, because there wasn't.
I think the highway one, the reason, to me, that's not the same situation as the law enforcement situation, because the highway one was started by the department head. So that was just the department head initiating that. So that's why that to me is different than the law enforcement situation.
So that has nothing to do with public safety, plowing, snow, and
No,
whatever.
I'm not saying it doesn't have anything to do with
Well,
plowing.
we're all related.
I'm saying the
All this stuff is
layoffs,
relevant.
the layoffs at highway were initiated by the department head. The department head, the one who works with them every day, is saying, I think I'm overstaffed, let's cut back. That's a little different than a committee or county board saying, we're gonna lay somebody off.
No, Michael, because you could have the same group of people sitting here saying, we need those people back home to plow the snow and off the roads, otherwise they're not safe.
No, I think, no, I don't agree with you.
So
The highway
don't be
commissioner,
impartial.
the highway commissioner came forward and said, I don't need this many people, I can get by with, in the net, I think it was 4 people, I don't need 4 people. Versus the department saying, I need these people, but committees saying, no you don't, we're not filling the position.
Would he have said that without knowing, would he have said that knowing he had the funding for it?
He did have fun.
Not that time.
Well,
No, we didn't.
No, we didn't.
No,
We had
he was
we were
running-
getting message from the state
he
saying
was-
you're not gonna get funded.
I understand he was running a deficit, but he did say, I don't need these positions, I'm overstaffed. I can do without them. Now, as far as filling a vacant position, personnel forever has filled vacant positions. Until very, very recently, I don't recall personnel reducing positions. Maybe they have, I don't know. But I think the concern here is county board approved the 2011 budget. And now personnel committee is changing what county board voted to do. And I think that's where the concern is how can one committee change the budget from what full budget? And that's why I think this is a difficult discussion, but I think it's a good discussion. Maybe it's a discussion that we can continue going forward, because you say maybe you should go to the full county board. I agree. But you said take positions to the full county board, and I agree with that.
So,
That's what I've tried to set up. Every budget change, every decision I've tried to make go to the full county board, and so I agree with you, it should go to the full county